I'm going to talk to you about Ralph Ford's Dark Adventure. I'm going to talk to you about one of the melodies that the violin plays in the center of the piece and at the end of the piece. So this melody that comes in at measure 21 comes back, I think, at measure 75 as well. And I want to look at this, and you may notice that there are some accidentals in this section. So you're going to want to remember that a sharp means that you're going to go higher. Flat means you're going to go lower. And if you see this accidental, it's called the natural, and it means that whatever accidental was there before, it cancels it out. Okay, so let's start looking at measure 21 in Dark Adventure. We've got a G sharp to start off with, so our high 2. In the next measure, how many accidentals do we have? If you said 2, you're absolutely right. We have a C sharp and a B flat. All right, in the next measure, how many accidentals do we have? If you said there's 1 accidental in measure 23, you'd be exactly right. There's a B flat. Let's skip ahead to measure 25. How many accidentals are there? If you said 1, you'd be exactly right. There's a G sharp. Once again, that high 2. Now, when you get to measure 26, how many accidentals are there? That's right, there's 1, and it's a natural. And it's what's called a courtesy accidental, because in the measure before, we had a G sharp. Now, since we're in a new measure, Ralph Ford doesn't have to write that this is a G natural. We can assume that it's a G natural because it's a new measure. And every single time you get a new measure, the accidentals that were in the measure before, they're gone. They don't apply anymore. But this is a courtesy accidental because we've been looking at that G sharp before, so it's kind of helpful to be reminded that this is a G natural. It's the 2 that's right next to the first finger. All right, let's look at this at 21. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure where you get to play a low 1 on the E string and on the A string? If you said measure 22, you'd be exactly right. In measure 22, you play that low 1 and then the low 1 on the A. That's kind of a really neat measure because of that. Okay, when we get to measure 29, we have a really similar part, don't we? But at the end, at measure 36, we have some eighth notes that are slurred in together. And we have you might notice there's a crescendo there. And we're going from an A to a B flat, so that's a half step. So these fingers are going to be right next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 36. When I'm doing a crescendo, I like to think of every single note. Can I get it just a little bit louder than the note before it? Okay, thanks for listening. I'm really curious if you have any questions.